Conquest of Pangeae still, and we're beginning to see where the choices are difficult, where maybe you don't want to do something. This yellowish color took their turn, moved their leader here, add an extra piece so they could expand into Inbi. Great. That's 3. They were going to use 2 of these in a point, and they've got additional points that are reusable they could throw in. But they just don't want to. Now here's the thing. They could attack here. If they did that, use the 2 and a point, that would be a cheaper use of points than anything else. You know, see, the danger here is, my thought is, okay, well, maybe take a shot at it. But they're kind of in the lead. They're recognized as in the lead. They don't want to push things. So they're going to spend the 3 points that they spent, keeping all their cards, to expand into Inbi. That was free. Now what? They've got this continent. Nobody's there. They don't have to worry about doing anything to defend it for a while. They've got a fairly good hold here. Hold on. Don't worry. Your 2 points, don't worry about them. Just pass them. You don't need to put every piece out right away. It's good to keep a reserve in this game. So that's what they're going to do. So the yellow player got his kind of his time card, which allowed him to destroy the tan pieces here in Inco. And then blue expanded into those and drew their own card, which is limited mobility. Now this only adds 5 million years. But this is interesting. The player with the fewest dominance points gets to make a placement. So usually the person who draws the card gets bonus, but sometimes it's the weakest person on the board. Now in this case, I believe blue is the weakest person on the board in terms of total dominance points. Although they just picked up a forest that used to be tans. And there's a hill. I'm having trouble keeping track of all these that went by. So everything's been handed out again. All right, so let's see if this is the case. 9, 13, 14. It looks like they are indeed still the worst. So they're going to be able to sort of slip a piece. And this is interesting. This has to be place a marker, so they have to have a pool. So these only work early in the game. And he can place in any below limit area where dominance would not change. So he can slip into some place where it wouldn't happen otherwise. And in particular, he can do it anywhere he likes. For example, he could expand into here, which is kind of pleasing. But he could even jump over here. There's no restriction there. He just places it. It's tempting to put it down there. He can't put it here, but he's still going for that leader bonus, and he'll put it here because he really wants to get that. Alright, on Tan's turn he's doing something kind of risky. He played a couple of his rechargeable cards, getting them out of his hand until his next turn. And he managed an expansion into these big lakes here, which are valuable. If he can get that, he'll get the bonus card for it, as well as into these forests, which also, if he can get dominance there, is of value, and it hooks his stuff up. Well, red got an interesting one here in their time growth. They just expanded into these plains and somewhere else. Their leader went here and put something there. But they can throw an asteroid impact. Blue's not winning, not by any means. But what this does is allows them to destroy all population markers in any area where you have at least one population marker. If they choose this, let's destroy. It kills these pieces. It does not kill the leader, but the leader's taken off the map. He has to come back on at the end of a turn type of situation. But what has this done? Well, it's taken a forest away from blue. No big deal there. But blue can't expand from this easily. So this has made this red's continent, more or less. Red's going to be able to dominate this, even if blue stays stuck in the mountains. That's no big deal. And that in and of itself is worth something. And now, the fact that they chose that as their continent, not that it matters much, drifts it off. It wasn't really connected because of the volcano there. Because we went way over the 25 million years. And now we're back around for another cycle. Orange is continuing, or yellow, their kind of cautious strategy. They've moved forward into here, filling it a little more. And then built into here, and actually I only give them one card. They should get two because they moved into a new area. Piling up their offensive and defensive capabilities. They draw Volcano Erupts, which allows them to eliminate one population from any area in the continent, but he can't do one from where there's tundra. This is a volcano. Now there's someone, he's immune to earthquakes. What he's going to do is he's going to kill a gray piece, giving blue control of the lakes here. Feels like that makes for a more balanced game, at least among his his followers, trailing point people. That may motivate people more to attack him in some ways, but he's helped blue a significant amount, and he's weakened the gray advantage here. Now gray is going to have leaders and maybe be creating more challenges to other people's existence by just moving around there, which Orange is hoping will kind of divert some attention away from what he's doing, which is mainly just trying to hold what he's got. He's got a lot of points right now. Alright, well, let's push on. Pushing on, we have an example of how tough the decisions in this game are, especially when you're falling a little behind. So blue, what they would most love to do is attack orange here. Gain dominance, perhaps, but there's a slight difficulty. One is this leader, who adds 2 points to the defense. Hey, no biggie. But the other is the amount of cards that orange has compared to what blue has. Orange has been gathering in a way blue hasn't been able to. And now, when it comes down to actually attacking, and you could say the same with gray, you could say the same with just about anything, when it comes down to finally attacking, you need that stockpile, and they don't have it. What they do have, however, isn't going to help. I was thinking, oh, that's still open. Yeah, they can't reach it because they don't have two guys. So I don't know what they're going to do. There aren't a lot of great options. They can spend 5 points to expand into somewhere, and that may be the best they can do. Tan played moving their leader and grabbing a space here, and then expanding into here, which blue had actually expanded into with their advanced card. They're going to get their 2 power cards, bonus whoopee. Now, pretty soon we're out of these, and people are going to have to either start spending them or just remain in stasis. And then, the other thing is, they gain 2 lakes in this turn. One here, one here. They're going to get the water ability, which is Aqua Able. This gives you some, the normal strengths that you would have, and it avoids loss from floods, but it also acts as though, if you flip it over, you can use it as though it's a raft. Well, this race already got 2 rafts, so that's not too big a deal. But he picked up 2 big valuable territories. Now, other people, blue, unwilling to make the attack. And now that means nothing's softened up. Red's probably unwilling to make the attack on orange as well. Orange has a powerful hand of cards. Somebody's got to jump in there, but nobody's been willing to step up and do it. Okay, so orange or yellow continued their expansion downward, and they're really, cracking into here, doing quite well. And poor blue, I'm seeing, is just terribly positioned at this point with just 2 locations left. No chance of expansion here. They expanded into here. They get 1 big card because that was just a growth. We had a flood which wiped out a red piece. Now we have this 10, 18, 26. This is going to throw it over. It's an epidemic though. In blue, eliminate 1 population marker from the continent. You may not eliminate from plains. Well, It doesn't really make a lot of difference to us. We'll take one of these 6-point red ones. Actually, we don't want to do that. And instead, we'll take this one. Because we don't want to take dominance away, because then they can gain dominance there and get the aquatic ability. And we don't want to give them that for free. But we have had a continental disjunction. Now, here's where we see blue would separate, but blue's gone already. So now we go to purple. Purple's gone. Green's gone. Now we go to this little red guy, and he comes flying off. And we're getting pretty close to the end of the game, and it doesn't look like anybody's coming up with anything to stop yellow. Well, it's happening. Tan played a raft and sailed their way over to Nabby, and they're going to start conflicting right on this main continent of yellows. Only yellow exists there. But then they also made a direct attack here where yellow's leader is with 2-point bonus. They're trying to expand there. They have to pay at least 4 to do it. Hey, they know they've got more problems than that. So they threw their other token in and a bunch of cards. Now, yellow's got to decide what their defense is for this. Whatever's happening, there's a piece at risk here. Either a yellow or a tan piece is going to die permanently. There's also dominance in the region. See what comes out. Well, yellow's decided to defend themselves. Let's see what comes out. We have 2, because it's a forest and I'm trying to expand there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16 points, facing 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, looks like 15 points. I think the attacker won. Barely, but he won. So what are the costs for this? Well, to begin with, boom. The forest changes hands from yellow to green. That's Green's second forest. He would gain one of these, but he's already got it. Now, a lot of his cards get turned and put into the tap pile. Others, though, are going to go into the discard pile. And for him, he also gets a bunch tapped, which aren't going to be available. And now if red can attack, because of this expenditure, it was a big bonus. Because there was an attack, tan is going to get 2 power cards, so they get a bonus there. And of course the time card. We'll see if red can manage an attack somewhere. I think it's going to be pretty tough. Well, they've got them here. They've got possible attacks over there. Well, not quite. They'd have to play twice to get them, and we'll see. We'll see if they have enough cards to do so. And that's against tan. They don't really want to attack tan. That's not the goal here. The goal is yellow. Problem is, they don't have anything near yellow at all. Painful. So do they make tan pay for having attacked yellow and done that first blow? I don't know. For red's turn, they expanded into the forest. They could have done a double expansion to try to grab control of this and take advantage of tan's weakness. But tan's weakness isn't that weak. They still had a pile of cards available. So for red to do a double expand didn't make a lot of sense. However, doing it here and here, they get control in one or dominance in one, and in the other one they're positioning themselves for that attack without having spent the cards for it yet. Now next turn, if tan is still vulnerable, they can hit him again. But here's the thing, you can't just let yellow win the game, right? And that's kind of what red's doing, and tan's kind of pissed about that. And what I see in games when things like that happen is usually it ends up just let the leading guy win, and 2 people end up squabbling because they can't come to an agreement. Now in this case, red can't do a damn thing about yellow, but they did a little bit. They played a chip to remove and give dominance in the hills there to the blue player, but they can't directly attack yellow as it stands. Well, we'll see. Alright, I'm going to load this one up.